After 17 years in prison, the trio known as the West Memphis Three are now free men. They were released on Friday as part of a plea deal in the brutal murder of 3 Arkansas boys in 1993. 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty has a closer look at the enduring friendship that played a key role in securing their freedom.
I want to publicly thank Jason, too, and I recognize and acknowledge that he did do it almost entirely for me.
Until last Friday, when former death row inmate Damian Eccles publicly thanked him, few people knew the sacrifices Jason Baldwin made for his high school friend.
And I did not want to take the deal from the get-go. However, they're trying to kill Damian.
Damian Eccles had been on death row for 17 years. Baldwin and another man, Jesse Miskelly, in prison for life when they were offered the unusual deal known as an Alford plea. It meant freedom, but only if all of them were willing to plead guilty to the murders of 3 8-year-old boys in West Memphis, Arkansas. A crime that all 3 men insist they didn't do. Baldwin, who believed a new trial would exonerate them, at first turned down the deal.
And the only thing that the state would do for us was to say, hey, we'll let you go, only if you admit guilt. And that's not justice, no matter how you look at it.
And on one count, it would be subject
It took a week, but Baldwin changed his mind after several supporters, including musician Eddie Vedder, who was in the courtroom last Friday, asked him to save Damian Eccles.
Jason's decision took Damian off death row and away from a possible execution. It's an act of kindness and selflessness that we rarely see.
Jason is now 34 years old. He has a girlfriend and his life ahead of him. But the sacrifices may not be over. Baldwin always wanted to be a lawyer, which just may not be possible for a man forever labeled a felon. Erin Moriarty, CBS News, New York.
And with us now is author Mara Leveritt, who got to know the West Memphis Three while researching her 2002 book on their case called Devil's Knot. Good to have you with us this morning. You were actually at a celebratory party Friday night with Jason Baldwin, with Damian Eccles. What was that like for them and also for you?
It was a jubilant time. There was the tinge of dismay, sadness, great disappointment with the state for doing it the way it was done. But after all these years and so many people, thousands upon thousands around the world who have been working for that day, to see those men free was a tremendous thing. And the party on Friday night where Damian and Jason attended was a beautiful evening, and everyone reveled in the happiness of it.
There is a great deal of support which you bring up, and there will be support to help them re-enter society. But this is pretty difficult after spending nearly 18 years behind bars, essentially all of their young adult life. How concerned are they about now re-entering society?
Just judging from the poise that I saw with at Damian and Jason after they were released, because Jesse went home with his dad, and I didn't see a lot of him afterwards. But Damian and Jason were calm and gracious and very at ease. They're both smart men, and I think that they will do just fine. They've still got a lot of support, and they give a lot as well. Damian's a writer and a very thoughtful guy. Jason is probably going to become a spokesperson for wrongful convictions. So they've got a lot to give, and they've got the character that held them together all these years.
Sure.
I think they'll be fine.
And I know you also really came to believe in their innocence, as so many people did, some with big names, as we saw, Eddie Vedder. There are some relatives, though, of these 3 little boys who were killed who are not convinced that these 3 men are innocent, and that is going to weigh. Have Damian, has Jason, has anyone actually spoken about that?
I know that they have always been well aware that individual people and the lot of law enforcement people in the state of Arkansas and the Attorney General's office have maintained that they believe that they're guilty. And of course, they've got these guilty pleas now behind them. But I think most people see through that, see it for the deal, the political deal it was, and that is because the outrage of the original case was so apparent, and now the outrage is being focused on the way that this was undone.
Mara Leveritt, good to have you with us this morning. Thank you.